doing? I hope that you're all doing really good. I'm so excited about SoulKids today. We're going to get started straight away by focusing on God and worshipping Him through some songs and through some actions, which I know that you're really good at. So if you're sitting down, why don't you jump up on your feet? And we're going to do the song, first of all, that Jacob taught us last week, all about the fruit of the Spirit. Let's go.
Tired or confused when a friend is mad or said something rude. God gave us some seeds that can grow into fruit, a life full of love, grace and truth. I got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. God's love shown to all the world. When my neighbor looks sad, tired or confused, when a friend is mad or said something rude, God gave us some seeds that can grow into fruit, a life full of love, grace and truth. I got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. God's love shown to all the world. I got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. God's love shown to all the world. I got the fruit of the Spirit. Yeah, the fruit of the Spirit. Self-control, God's love shown to all the world. I got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. God's love shown to all the world. God's love shown to all the world.
Well done, SoulKids. You're doing so good at picking up that new song. We're going to do another song, which we have done a few times before. So why don't you get back up on your feet and let's worship God together.
At your feet, you're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only
Amazing job, well done everybody. We are going to play a really quick game. Now some of you might know that I live with Sammy, and Sammy has this really annoying habit. She likes to find places to hide all over my house, and then she waits until I'm coming, and then she goes boo and scares me and makes me jump. So I have learned of all the amazing hiding spaces in my house. I thought we could play a quick game of hide and seek. So I'm going to go and find some places to hide, and then you guys need to spot where I'm hiding. Is that okay? Do we all get it? It should be pretty easy, I reckon.
Ready or not, here I come. Right, boys and girls, where do you think Judith is? Is she in this closet? Is she under the table? Or is she in one of these corners? 3, 2, 1. She was in the box. Ready or not, here we come. Right, where is she this time? Is she under the bed? Is she in the wardrobe? I don't know. I can't tell. Is she behind the door? 3, 2, 1. There she is. She was in the laundry basket. Ready or not, here we come. Where could she be this time? Is she over here? Is she on that chair? Or is she in that corner? 1, 2, 3. She's over there. That was so much fun.
I hope you managed to find me in at least some of those hiding places. Anyway, we are going to carry on our series on the fruit of the Spirit, which Jacob started last week. Who can remember what fruit of the Spirit he talked about? Can you remember? Have a think back. That's right, it was love. So he started the phrase, didn't he? He said the fruit of the Spirit is love. And we're going to carry on looking at the next one today. And the next fruit of the Spirit is joy. But before we do that, we're going to watch this week's Bible story.
Slapstick Theater. Paul and Silas. This is Paul, who told people about Jesus in lots of different places. One day, Paul was walking with his friend Silas.
Hey-yo.
They were being followed by a girl who was controlled by an evil spirit. Her owners used her to make money. After days and days of this happening, Paul got so annoyed that he turned around and told the evil spirit to leave her. So the girl was freed.
Woohoo!
But her owners got mad at Paul and Silas because they wouldn't make any money off of her anymore. And they had them thrown in jail. The jailer locked them up.
Oh, man.
Around midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing to God, and the other prisoners were listening. Suddenly, there was an earthquake, and the chains of all the prisoners fell off.
Oh, what just happened?
But Paul and Silas didn't leave, even though they could have. Several people decided to follow Jesus that night, including the jailer and his whole family. And the next morning, they were released from jail, and the city officials even apologized to them.
Sorry about that.
Paul and Silas encouraged the Christians in the town, and they continued on their mission to tell people about Jesus.
See ya.
So we're talking about the fruit of the Spirit of joy. And in that story, can you remember what happened to Paul and Silas? Where did they end up? In prison, that's right. And they were put in prison really unfairly. And I can imagine that they were really sad about it. The circumstances were rubbish. They must have felt really unhappy and really sad. But can you remember what they chose to do? They chose to worship God. In their prison cell, they chose to pray to God and to worship God, even though their circumstances were rubbish. And that's a little bit of what joy is. It's still choosing, even if stuff around you, even if life is really hard, it's still choosing to worship God. But we're going to talk about a little bit more about what it means for us today. So we're going to watch this little video first. So there's two things that I want us to try and remember this week, okay? The first one is this, that joy is because of Jesus. So it's not based on our circumstances. It's not based on whether things are going really well or whether things are really hard, but it's based on Jesus, okay? Joy is because of Jesus. And the second thing is that Jesus never ever changes. So whenever we put our trust in him, he promises that he will always love us and that he'll never ever leave us. He never changes. So in life's ups and downs, Jesus remains the same. So can you remember those two things? Joy is because of Jesus. And two, Jesus never ever changes. I forgot it then, so I hope you guys do a better job than me. So, Soul Kids, whenever you face something that's really hard, which happens, doesn't it, in life? Sometimes we face stuff that's really hard. Like the boy in that video who had to give away his favourite toy. What I want us to try and do is to try not to focus on our feelings of being happy or sad, which is just a temporary feeling. But what I want us to do is I want us to remember that we can have joy because of Jesus and because he never ever changes, no matter what life looks like, whether it's good or whether it's really difficult. So let's remember that joy is because of Jesus and that Jesus never ever changes. So let's see if we can carry on the phrase that Jacob taught us last week. He said that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, and we're going to carry it on next week. So can you remember that? The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy. Can you do that? The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy. And we'll find out what the next one is next week. Amazing stuff. Great job on listening for so long. We are going to pray to finish. So Jesus, I thank you that you give us the fruit of the Spirit of joy. I pray that you'd help us to choose joy, God. Help us when life is really hard to remember that we can have joy because of Jesus, and Jesus, that you never ever change. Amen. Have an amazing week, Soul Kids, and we will see you next time. Bye.